Hi. I look really gross in this, but I'm really not that shiny, I swear. Well, I might be. I played Dance Dance Revolution for an hour. At work. It was brilliant. So, a couple of things today. One of which, if you don't do a video tomorrow, then you get to owe me 2 punishments, and I already know what it's going to be, what the other one's going to be if you don't get it done. So, I'm okay with you missing a video. And anyway, I think you'll like this punishment. In all likelihood. Also, I was just kind of skimming through my local-ish newspaper, and it kind of brought up something that I don't know if many people know about or really care. But, like, for me, I live in a small town. Okay, I live right outside a small town. But it's a small town. And there's some things that go on politically in a small town. Like, a lot of the time they'll try to bring in big business, and they'll bring in, like, factories and a Walmart and all sorts of things. And in order to do that, they say, hey, come in for 10 years, we'll give you tax breaks. And everyone's like, sure, that sounds fantastic. But then, what they don't I don't know if they don't realize it or what, but 10 years later, when that tax thing runs out, they just up and leave. So all these small towns that got all bits of suburbia into them just kind of become crap holes, because everything that may have been bringing in some sort of revenue is gone. We've got some towns nearby that happened to them, and they're just run down schmucky places. There are places where I used to go to college too. Used to go to college, that sounds so weird. But it's, I don't know if people just don't think things through, or, well, okay, the politicians probably just care about their reign at that time, and yeah, at this point it's going fine. But, I don't know, it's just something that kind of irritates me. And I don't know if people are dumb or what, but that's my little rant. Otherwise, on the subject of gross food, I guess, is a traditional Icelandic delicacy called Hakarl. Hakarl? Something like that. And basically, you got a shark, you kill it, you gut it, you decartilagize it, and split it into pieces, and then you wash it and you bury it. And you leave it buried from a month and a half, 4 months, anything between that period of time. And you yank it out of the ground, wash it, and just let it hang in a shack for another couple months. You kind of remove all this brown crust that develops on it, and then you are left with these white pieces, and you eat it. This is traditionally served at a midwinter festival called Thorabot. I think Thorblot, something like that. It's kind of a either love it or hate it dish. Some people think it tastes really, really cheesy, and others think it tastes like solid urine. And the question would be, why don't you just eat fresh fart? Fresh farsh? Fresh shark. And that's because the shark that live in the area don't have urinary tracts, so they pee through their skin. And that is poisonous to people. So letting it rot cures all that urine out. And that's the meal. That's a traditional delicacy in Iceland. I don't have much else to report on. Assorted things. I worked. It's icky again. It's, at this point in the summer, I would be okay if it was 95 degrees out. If it were dry. If it were a dry heat, I'd be fine. People who live in deserts say, yeah, no. But I would be fine at this point. The humidity is just, it kills anything. Even cold. Even if it's cold and humid, that still makes it so much worse than if it were just plain cold. And that's about what I got. Yes. No cup. I wanted to just kind of come upstairs and do it quickly and then go back into the air-conditioned section of the house. So, going off to do that. Cheers. P.S. Happy travels.